On a Thursday afternoon, 2 days before Christmas, I drove into downtown Kairemu and parked outside my ex-boyfriend's mother's bookshop. It was a beautiful day, warm and clear, and across the road sunlight reflected off the surface of the war memorial pool to cast dancing shadows over the trunks of the surrounding trees. A blackbird flew down for a bath, and the shadows fractured into bright splinters. I'd come from Wellington that morning, and from Christchurch the day before. Stretching my shoulders, stiff from driving, I turned to look at Kat's pavement display. Beside the bookshop door stood an old white-painted table holding a blackboard on an easel, a jug of Christmas lilies, 3 fat red velvet cushions, and a selection of upmarket cookbooks, a visual symphony of beauty and good taste. Or it would have been, had not the message on the blackboard read, "My love for you is like diarrhea. I can't hold it in." I considered this for a moment, then picked up the piece of chalk beside the easel, rubbed out the EA in diarrhea with a fingertip, and replaced it with HOEA. Toilet humour is one thing, but bad spelling is quite another. Then I replaced the chalk and went inside. Kat was behind the counter, elegant in cream linen, her fair hair knotted at the nape of her neck. She was talking to a customer, but she glanced up and smiled radiantly. I smiled back and waved, then turned aside to browse the books on the nearest table. "Honestly, I wouldn't mind," the woman at the counter was saying, "if she'd just told me. Heaven knows I'm not one to take offence, but when people go behind my back and change things and don't even bother to say, it's just so rude. I had Grant Peplow asking me when some flower arranging workshop or other was happening, and I'd never even heard of it. And I'm the secretary. I felt like a complete fool." Kat tutted sympathetically. "And the dratted woman is oblivious to how much of other people's time she's taking up. People just assume that once you're retired, you've got all the time in the world. But I'm as busy now as I ever was. Busier. Ooh, one thing I must tell you, Kat. I've had a major coup. Justin Lee's donated $1,000 worth of drinks for the gala dinner." "Oh, how wonderful," Kat said. Goodness, I thought. Justin Lee was my stepbrother, and I'd never known him to give away anything at all. "Isn't it? Bless him. Such a lovely, community-minded man." I said to him, "Justin, thank you so much for supporting our little town. When you live in a village, you're like a family, aren't you? We all have to look out for each other. How's Peter?" "Not very well," Kat said. "Oh." The woman sighed heavily. "It just breaks my heart. Now, if there's anything I can do, I want you to tell me straight away. Mondays are out, but any other day, once we're over Christmas and this blasted gala—" "Thank you, Miriam," said Kat. "Poor Peter. Is his pain very bad?" "It comes and goes." Another sigh. "Oh, I can't bear to think of it." I looked up to see her push a book across the counter towards Kat. "I'll take this," she said. "I'm so glad you have it in stock. I've been dying to read it. I adore all her books." "Yes, they're lovely, aren't they?" Kat entered the price on the EFTPOS machine and passed it over the counter. The other woman peered at the little screen. "Oh, that much?" Kat checked it. $29.95, that's right. "I might go to the warehouse first to see if they have it for less. Could you hold this copy for me for a few days, just in case?" "Of course," said Kat, as I watched in shocked indignation from behind a Christmas tree hung with tiny felt angels. What, pray, happened to looking out for one another? The customer toddled out, and the lights of a new and very shiny SUV flashed as she unlocked the doors. "Laura!" Kat cried, coming around the end of the counter. "Darling girl, what a wonderful surprise." I hugged her. "Is Peter not well?" "Pancreatic cancer," she said. "Terminal." "Oh, Kat." I hugged her again. "Oh, no. I'm sorry. I should have let you know." "Of course you shouldn't. He's having chemotherapy, but—" She stopped abruptly. "The boys are wonderful. They're both home. Did you know that Hamish is running the farm now?" "I hadn't known. We didn't keep in touch." "No, but that's great." "And what are you doing with yourself?" Kat asked, smiling at me fondly.